Tosh Show.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Daniel Tosh, host of a podcast called Tosh Show. All right, Eddie, hit me with the emergency pod sirens. You're like, what is this emergency pod about? Roll the clip. Hey, guys. It's your boy D to the T. I'm driving myself to my vasectomy. Oh, this is exciting. Now, the reason I'm driving myself is because nobody in my family cares. And I'm not going under. So they said I could drive myself. So we'll see what happens. Get to watch the procedure. We'll see if they let me film. How bad can it be? Huh? That's right. Spoiler alert. I'm still alive. I had a vasectomy. Oh, man. Now, going in to this vasectomy, I was not nervous. During the vasectomy, was not nervous. Was humiliated, embarrassed, sure, but wasn't nervous. Now, the reason I did it, first of all, having kids past 49 seems weird, but also, hey, my wife, birth control is tricky with her bleeding disorder. So I was like, no, you don't need to do this. I'll take care of it. Now, I talked to a lot of people, and they were like, oh, I can't believe you're not getting put under. Now, my doctor, he's the #1 vasectomy reversal doctor in the country. I had to go in a few weeks earlier, and they just check you out. You pull your pants down. They squeeze your balls, the normal stuff. And he tells me, I have to tell you before you sign this that this is not reversible. Now, that being said, I'm the #1 vasectomy reversal doctor in the country. So I was like, oh, okay, that's good to know. But I don't really care about reversing it. He's like, you're going to have the procedure. It's in Beverly Hills. You're going to be in and out. Then you're going to have to come back to my office about 6 weeks later. We're going to have to test your semen. And I had went to their bathroom when I first got to that doctor, that appointment that day, and I noticed there's tons and tons of pornography. And I was like, oh, I know what goes on in this bathroom. Little jerk shack. Ugh. Anyway, I didn't touch anything, and I washed. That being said, it's just weird to see so many publications of pornography still in print. Anyway, he looks at me and he says, are you sure you don't want? I'm like, listen, I've got 2 kids. I've got tons and tons of semen that I store in all my socks. Now, yeah, I had some, I've got some stored if things would ever change. And then leading up to it, I've talked to some friends and people sort of tell, you're not getting put under? I'm like, he told me 50% of people get put under, 50% don't. So I was like, all right, I'll drive myself. I won't get put under, and I'll watch it. I get there for my appointment, and lo and behold, it's at a place that I know very well. It's at a fertility doctor's office where the surgery happened, which was not where his office was originally. And I'd been there before, and those places are, there's a lot of emotion going on there. There's women in there getting, egg retrievals, embryos implanted, they're being told that they can't have kids. So it's just a lot of stress there. There's a sign when you go to that facility, like, don't bring your kids. Don't show off. People are getting cysts, drained. It's just all bad. And then me, and they're I'm just in here to get my balls singed. It's just a circle of life is what I'm saying. This place does everything from We'll make sure that your semen, makes a baby, all the way to we'll make sure you never again. That's not what they do, but you understand. Okay. I get there. They give me the questionnaire to fill out, and I always get furious, and I don't read it. I just check no. There's just 1,000 boxes because you feel like if you hit yes on any of them, that they might not do your surgery and you have to come back. So I just I check no on everything. But some of them were like really silly. Like, have you ever had back pain? I'm like, oh, nope, never. Of course I have. Finally they call me. They call my name. I go back there. And she's like, here, put this robe on, leave the backside open. You can just keep your socks on. I'm like, okay. And I go in there. I never know how to tie the thing because it's behind me. I can't do a good job, but I didn't have to tie this one because it only had one string on one side. The other side had ripped off, probably from someone's frustration. So I just had to pinch it closed while I walked out of the bathroom through the common area to back to my room, and then I sat down. Now, the nurse that I had was young, kind of cute. Immediately felt bad for her. I'm like, oh man, you're gonna see a lot today. What I picked up on later is she was relatively new, or at least new to doing this procedure, because a couple of the older nurses were giving her a lot of this is what you should do here. This is what she might have just been an intern. Maybe when I wasn't looking at stuff, I signed that. Yeah, sure, have some intern sit in on this one. So anyway, I keep my phone with me, of course. And once I get into the operating room, they lay me out on a table and they open these arm things for my arms, and then they immediately pull up my thing and expose me from belly button to mid thigh. So I'm laying on my back, arms spread, just dick and balls in an operating room, so well lit, and at least 3 to 5 people at any moment are inside this room, and I'm like this, balls and penis just up. You're probably going to see my penis in this emergency pod from time to time. I'm going to show you my testicles. Okay, but we need to be mature here. This is medical. I want other people to learn from this, to know what to expect going into it. I don't need people taking my penis or my testicles and then putting them into some AI generator and doing funny things with them. My penis just endorsed Trump. I don't want it. I had trimmed, I didn't shave going into this surgery. So I didn't look like a monster, but, she's like, oh, did you shave? There was an older nurse, and she's like, did you shave? I said, no, I didn't shave. I'm sorry. And she's like, no, it's fine. And then she grabs this little tiny hand razor that doesn't have like a stick on it. Like she's just holding her finger, and she just starts doing my balls so fast. And then the young girl, she comes over with some tape, like just a big piece of, it's not duct tape, but it's wide. It's about the same width. And she just starts sticking it to my balls like, sorry, and like is collecting the hair. It's like a lint roller. They're quickly shaving my balls, and then she's just patting them. Then they begin cleaning. And I say there's three nurses, 2 older nurses, and then this one young girl. And they're just my floppy, sad penis, who's scared, and rightfully so, doesn't know what's going on. It's literally like the dream scenario. Remember if you've ever gotten a massage, and I'm not talking about like a place that the owner of the Patriots goes, but a real place, like a nice spa, and they're rubbing and they get really close to your privates, and you're like, oh my goodness, it's so close. But they don't actually touch anything. They tuck things the right way. This is the exact opposite. This is they expose your penis and only touch your penis, all of them at once. They're just like, it's just moving around. They're putting iodine everywhere, and it's just embarrassing. It's just whipping around. This is 10, 15 minutes of more, and she's spraying it with some cleanser, which it felt like if you had a can of lighter fluid on a charcoal grill. You're just like going, because like it was cold. I was like, whoa. I jumped a little bit at that. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then casually my doctor walks in and goes, oh, you guys, what are you doing? You never want to hear that. Guys, what do you do? Like, oh, they're definitely doing something wrong. He goes, oh, just tape his penis down, because he saw it doing the helicopter thing. So they took a piece of tape just across my waist and taped it to my stomach. Like if you ever, when you were a kid or on a plane and you got a boner, you hide it under your waistband, keep it flush against you. I don't know, maybe you took a long nap on a plane, you woke up with a hard on. It's happened. Anyway, now it's time. Now it's time for the big show. He comes in and he's just he's got his own concoction of whatever is going to numb me. And he's like, this is going to hurt just for a second, about 20 seconds. He's going to puncture and, fill me. and he's going to pinch hard. He basically, finds the vas deferens with his finger, and that's where he's going to go through. And so he pinches, he injects. I'm feeling it. I'm like, oh, and he's like, you're doing fine. I'm like, okay, but that hurt. It hurts. I'm like, okay, now we just wait a few minutes. Now there's small talk. He's telling me all kinds of things about other celebrities, and he's like, I can't tell you who this athlete is, but just celebrity gossip. It was fun. By the way, while I'm having the surgery, guess what music they're playing? Literally 80s rock ballads. Like everything is about like losing love. And I'm like, is this a joke? And it had to have been, but he's like, oh, it's just what's on. Anyway, next thing you know, my balls are numb. Can you feel this? And I'm like, no. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, whoa. No, none of that. So then he goes in there with his thing. It's just like it's like a puncture hole, clips it and, cauterizes it. And people say, oh, you can smell, like it smells like bacon or something. I didn't smell anything. I've got a great sense of smell, and smells sometimes freak me out. I didn't smell anything. And then I was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. And he's like, okay, now we got to do the other side. And I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. You got 2 balls. It's basically you're going in for 2 surgeries, 1 for each boy. And so then the exact same thing, pinch, painful, inject, hole, sticks it in, clips, cauterizes. And that's it. And I pulled my phone out at one point. And he's like, put your phone away, man. I'm like, oh, all right, sorry. Then I pulled it out again. I took a photo of my penis because I'm like, if I'm going to have one dick pic in my phone, it should be of this. Again, so many people just in there seeing this. He's done. I thank him, I guess. He's like, I'll see you in a few weeks. And I'm like, okay. I have to go home. I have to heal. And then I have to masturbate for 20 ejaculations in 24 hours. No, not 24 hours. I think he said 6 to 8 weeks. I'm like, easy. Yeah, I didn't think that impressed him, but whatever. So he finishes. Then the nurses begin cleaning me up. And they're like, can you like lift up? There's a lot of stuff underneath. Now they're like wiping my butt. I'm just like and I'm fully awake and like, everything is normal, so I can help. But I'm like, just keep doing it. They're just rubbing me clean. All of them at once, it's almost like it's like a team at a car wash where they're just as fast as they can. Let's get this dick out and get the next one in here. And yeah, then they're like, okay, let's we'll go over. And by the way, when she was like, go over your post of the young girl again, I could barely look her in the eyes at this point. I'm like, you should see me erect. And I didn't say any of that, but no, she's like, you can read. That's what she said to me. You can read. It's just this paper. Basically, I need you to ice your balls for 24 to 48 hours every 20 minutes. I'm like, well, what about when I sleep? And she's like, well, just go to bed. I'm like, okay, good. And they give you a jock strap to wear. And then they give you like 30 medical gloves that they just want you to fill with ice and tie in a knot. And I'm like, why don't you guys have your own ice pack mechanism? Why am I using a glove? It's like a little funny hand job joke that you have for people that get vasectomies. But you put that down there, you wrap it in gauze, and you put it there 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off for the first 24 to 48 hours. I don't know if I was good about it. I didn't have any swelling. They gave me some Tylenol 3, the codeine one. I took that one time because I wanted to get ahead of the pain when the numbing wore off, and I never felt pain, so I never took it again. And then I took you have your antibiotics that you take. And you can't go into a pool or jacuzzi for a week or work out for a week, I guess. I'm on day 4 right now, and I'm not allowed to ejaculate for 5 to 7 days. And I'm told that feels a little different on your first ejaculation, but we'll see. I'm going to do it on air. But all in all, a good thing. Now I have to go back after 15 ejaculations, 15 to 20, and I have to get 2 0 sperm count, all clears before they say you're good to go to bang road whores. I have to go back to his original office, go into the bathroom with all the pornography. He's got to collect a sample. I don't think I can bring a sample in. I'll check. Pete, see if I can bring a sample in.
Yeah, you can. It just can only be like an hour old.
Oh, man, that's going to be tough. So I can bring my own sample in. What kind of container am I going to put it in?
They sent us a link to some on Amazon that we can use.
Okay. I thought I was going to have to use some of my Tupperware because I know Carly would get mad because we have Tupperware that we give away to people. Yeah, gave some away to my cookie dealer. And then I've got the good stuff at home that we use, glass. The next day, my wife scheduled a back-to-school pool party. So a bunch of my son's friends were over, and she's like, well, you can't swim, so you can be lifeguard. Just keep an eye on everybody. I'm like, well, if somebody's drowning, I can't jump in. And she's like, yeah, that's a good point. But then all the dads were asking me, like, oh, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. There's no way. And I always think that's weird. Why? But yeah, the amount of people that are like, you lose some of your libido when you do this. I'm like, how much libido do you need? How much libido do you guys want?
Tons.
You want tons?
No.
How much more productive would I be my entire career if I had 30% less libido? That's a high number. I think you only lose like, I don't know, 5. I don't even know what you lose. I don't even know if you lose any. In some men, I know there's some side effects. So one of the side effects is dementia, which I think is a great side effect. I'd love to get dementia right now. That's not my problem. That's my wife's problem. I'm not going to remember shit. Anyway, I've got a reversal scheduled for next week. I wonder what the fastest someone's done a reversal. I wonder if I could come in the next day and get a reversal. That'd be interesting. Doc, I made a huge mistake. It just seems like such an easy thing for a guy to take care of versus counting on women to take a pill every single day at the same time. That's just nonsense. I know how irresponsible my wife is. Meanwhile, I've been sending anybody who asks, how's the vasectomy? I just send them a photo of my balls during the surgery. All right, that does it for me and my sad boy balls. Eddie, hit me with the siren.
Wah, wah, wah.
It's just sad sounding. My poor little balls. My poor little balls. Man, they went through a lot. Tosh Show. Tosh Show. Tosh Show for show.